Hi there and welcome to Andy Robinson RC. Cheers for checking out the channel today and for watching this episode. Okay, so before you can see 3 vintage RC cars. We've got the Nishimo Spirit FF, the Robe or Robbie Mascalaro, and we've got a great Vigor Beagle. And we'll be having a little look at them later on in this episode. Right, okay, so before we look at these a little bit, I wanted to talk about something else, all RC related and to do with the hobby. But something's been sort of troubling me for certainly the last 3-4 months, probably even felt it more over Christmas more than anything. But I'm sort of getting disillusioned a little bit with the hobby. Now, just before we go any further, everything I talk about and I say in this video are my opinions and my opinions only. And I don't think whatever I say should be, I don't want anyone to feel like I'm forcing or preaching to anybody out there saying, well, this is what you should do. It's not right. But they're just my thoughts and feelings on it. And mainly because I feel like I need to change how I do things a bit. Now, it all sounds a bit vague, I know. Hopefully, also, this won't be a very super long video. Try and get it all condensed down. But as we know, the RC hobby as a whole can be quite expensive. And it can be really expensive depending what sort of scale you run, if you like vintage RC, modern RC, or whichever. It can all get quite expensive. And for a while, it's just not been sitting right with me at all. Now, I love the hobby completely, and it does wonders for my own personal mental health, and that's why I do a lot of the things I do with the hobby. But, it's certainly been highlighted when I've purchased kits like the Pro Cat by Schumacher, the Tamiya Egress. They're not cheap kits, and that's without getting them running. £300, £500 thereabouts for those kits. And, it's like, considering the sort of the financial crisis that the UK is in right now, and globally, I suppose, it just doesn't quite sit with me how I can spend £300 on a kit, £500 on a kit thereabouts, and then get them all going and all the other stuff. And I don't know, there's people that are struggling to put food on the table or pay their electric. Just think, if I'd given someone else that £500 or whatever, and that I'd spent on a kit, I'm quite sure, really, they could make better use of that money. So I've been struggling over the last few months to get my head around it, really. I can't really justify, me personally, I shouldn't be able to justify spending that amount of money on a car, Yeah, it's great, it's fun, the nice kits and all that, but, I will use those kits that I've just mentioned, but other than that, when they're not in use, they're just sat on a shelf or in a drawer or stored away, and it's tons of money just sat there doing nothing, Now, I'm just trying to think roughly, top of my head, I've got about 36 cars currently, thereabouts. And I do like to try and use my cars. Personally, again, they're no use to me if I'm not using them. I can't just have them sat about doing nothing. Because that, for me, is definitely dead money. And I am guilty at the minute of some cars that are just sat about doing nothing. And I have run them all. I think I have, yeah. Pretty sure I've run them all at some point. Actually, not these two. But generally, I've run them all. And, it's great. But in between those runs, they are sat there doing nothing. And the ones I don't even race either. I'm okay with the ones that race because I know they're getting used. They're getting used, every week or every couple of weeks when racing is. So I'm alright with that. I can justify having them. But some of these I can't. They're just sat there, and I don't even get to look at them all the time because they're behind there. You know, they're in my sort of a. It doesn't sounds posh as it is, but I've got a bit of a walk-in wardrobe, and they're in there. I can't even see them unless I open the cupboard doors. So yeah, so I've been struggling a lot really with how I can justify having all this money tied up in. Essentially, I'm using this word in a hobby or toy cars. So yeah, so I feel like I need to change what I'm doing. I need to change somehow what I'm doing. I want to be able to give back more, and because I do, I feel guilty for having these expensive toys, cars, models, whatever you want to call them, RCs, and even more so if they're not doing anything. As I said, I can't justify having them all. So yeah, I mean, I suppose in a way I'd probably feel better if I could just give them away, give them all away apart from the ones I'm using. But I actually can't financially afford to do that. Just can't financially afford it myself to just give them all away. But so that won't solve my problem. But what I would like to do this year, because I'm still carrying on with my hobby, I'm still carrying on with the YouTube channel, I'm still carrying on racing and running my club and all that sort of stuff. But I want to give back more. I want to try and help more. I'd like to donate more. I want to do more. So that's what I'm going to try and do in 2023. And I think the hobby will sit a little more easily. I'll be a bit more comfortable with the hobby and how I approach things in the future. So yeah, so I'm not saying everyone out there that spends all this money on the RC hobby should, you should feel like me for having all these cars. Maybe some of you have got them all on shelves and have them as display pieces. There is nothing wrong with that. It's just for me personally, that doesn't sit well with me. But everyone's in a different situation, aren't they, as well? So, but I did feel I needed to get it off my chest because it really has been weighing on my own mind. And also, as well, I have been the beneficiary of some brilliant generosity last year. Say your RC Elf, as we all know, donated a fair few kits to this channel. I had donations from other people as well, so I am really lucky myself. So that's another reason why I feel like I need to give back as well. Now, I have helped other people out with stuff as well. Just as an example, if someone's needed a bit and I've got it, they can have it. I don't want the money for it. You can just have it. If I can help you, I will. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there because I start going around in circles after a bit. But I just wanted to, get it off my chest and have a little talk about it because I love this hobby, but I've got to be comfortable within the hobby and what I'm doing, and for me, I've got to change my approach now. I feel better personally when other people are happy, or if I can make someone happy or can make someone smile, then I feel better for it. I feel better for that. Anyway, right, let's have a little talk about these. But cheers for listening, and I hope you, if you watched all that segment of this video, thank you very much. It means a lot. I do appreciate it. But now we'll move on from the slight doom and gloom of things, and here we go. We'll have a little look at these little beauties. Right, so as I said, I'm going to start with this one. Now, I have had this for ages. Well, certainly since about summer last year, and I've never really done anything with it. I did film a running video and an unboxing video, of which no one has seen yet. And I've still got the unboxing video, and I will still release this. as a video, as an episode on the channel. Although it was filmed in September last year, and a lot has changed since then. So if you watch that video, there's things in there that I've mentioned that, you know, haven't happened, but they will do further down the line, and things change. So I will post the unboxing video of this, or this little overview I did of this vehicle. So you'll have to wait for that one to come out and you can check it out. But I very much doubt now there'll be a running video, as I shall be moving this car on. But it is, if you're unfamiliar with it, it is an Inchimo Spirit FF from 1986, and it is either the or one of the first front wheel drive buggies with a front mounted motor. So yeah, very cool car, Japanese company. There is an air of the hot shot to it, as I'm sure you'll agree, but it's damn cool. But again, this is just, apart from doing a couple of videos, and I've scrapped the filming video, the running video of it because I wasn't happy with it, just sat there doing nothing again. So I think I can make better use of it. So again, Spirit FF Ninshimo buggy, very cool. There is another one they did the Vantage FF, slightly different body style, but essentially the same chassis. Very cool. I do like it. I wished I could keep hold of it because it is so cool. But anyway, at least I've had one. It's been on the channel, so that's good enough for me. Secondly, this odd thing. This is a Mescalero, by a German manufacturer, which is Robe or Robbie, depending how you pronounce it. I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, I picked this up. I thought this is a cool, odd-looking thing. I can't even find much information on it. I mean, I'm gonna say it's got to be 80s, surely. But I mean, it's a budget model. I mean, I know a couple of other models that Robbie make, which is the Cheyenne. Which funny, I nearly bought one very recently. Had no body, but it was all there, and it looked a cool buggy. So I nearly bought a Robbie Cheyenne, two-wheel drive buggy, and then also there's the Shonso or Shons. I can't even say it. Shonso or I can't say it. I'm not even going to try, but I'm sure someone will be able to tell me what it is. But yeah, so I know a few buggies, but I'm not too familiar with the manufacturer. That's I mean, this thing, I don't think it's been run. You know, I don't think. Well, actually, tell a lie, it probably has run, but it's certainly not had much of a run. The tyres are a bit grubby, but there doesn't look to be any wear on them. There's no marks underneath it, as I say, not at all. Now I will pop the body off. It has these weird, like, mounts that, like, they look like suckers and they pop into place, but I've got to be careful because I don't want to damage the body. Plus, now this one, there won't be a running video on. I've sold this, and this is going. But there you go. Inside there, you've got a mechanical speed control. I know it's got a little, I don't know if it's a 370 or a 380 motor in the back. Very small motor. But yeah, I mean, trailing arm, rear suspension, proper dog bones in it though. You know, I would have actually liked to get this going, but it's not going to happen, really, given the way things are at the minute. But I thought, you know, while I've still got it, I do at least need to show you all, because I got it to show you. Because how many people have seen this, I don't know. But yeah, so it's cool. I like it. But obviously I won't get it running. So anyway, it's been sold, and that is off to its new home. But if anyone could tell me anything about this, I'd love to know, because I don't know enough. Now, unfortunately, it's been painted on the outside as well, and decaled on the outside. It was a bit of a shame, and it looks like someone has put a lot of drywall tape on the inside as well. Now, where did I get this one from? I think this came over to France, from France, when I got this. So, but yeah, so it's been sat in my wardrobe, and I thought, well, it doesn't look like I'm going to get around to it, so best to move it on. Not even put the body on right there, have I? So yeah, but I thought it was a cool looking thing. I say definitely must be one of their budget models. So it's got a front double wishbone suspension, rear trailing arm suspension. I do like it. It's a quirky looking thing. It's quite odd, but yeah. The Robbie Mascalaro 2-wheel drive buggy. So yeah, I say if you've got any information on this, I'd love to hear about it, because I just don't know enough about it, and I couldn't really find much online apart from a couple of images of it. So we've got that one, and then this might be a little more familiar to people. This is I think actually, there's a chap, I can't remember his second name now, I'm really apologies. A chap called Wade, lives in the US, had one of these on his channel, and also Keith on RC Icons. Pretty sure Keith had one of these as well. But this is a Great Vigor Beagle. Now, I don't know the exact date on this, but it's got to be around 1985, because this thing has got, again, a bit of an unusual body shell. This is a clone of the Kyosho Optima from 1985, so I'm assuming it is of a similar time. And yeah, in fact, if you look up on Tamiya Club, the website, and look on there for you know, Great Vigor Beagle, you'll find it on here. There's pictures of this, and that's going back to, I think, 2011, 2013. So yeah. I got this one from Europe as well. It might have been France. Again, might have got it from France. Can't remember. But yeah, it's all complete. I mean, it probably has been used, but I don't think it's had a great deal of use. There's minimum wear marks on it underneath, you know. I would say by now it probably needs a tear down and you know, a rebuild, but it's all there, it's all complete, and yeah, it's cool to see. I say, I've seen a couple of videos on these, and I've seen images of them, but when I saw it, I thought, yeah, let's get that, and even if I do nothing more with it, I can show you. But having said that, I can also say, this has now found a new home. A racing friend of mine, I won't tell you his full name, he's called Ian. He's now, doesn't live that too far away from me, but he's now the new owner of this, and I'll be catching up with Ian soon to pass it on. It was, I decided to move this on during Christmas, and I put an advert up for it, and Ian in fact commented on it, saying that he used to have one of these back in the 80s. His dad had bought him one of these from Maplin as basically cheap spares for his Kyosho Optima that he used to race. So that's it, they were exactly the same, bar maybe the shell, wheels and whatnot. In fact, Great Vigor, the company, was shut down from, well, not shut down completely, they had to stop making these because they are just a blatant copy of the Optima. So it makes it quite a unique thing. There's probably not a ton of these about, but there are a few. And anyway, Ian had messaged me saying, oh, I used to have one of them, my dad had bought one for me, and I used it as spares for the Optima, and he bought that, his dad bought this from Maplin in the UK. So so he said he'd love to get another one. And then later on, his wife messaged me saying, oh, Ian's been going on about this car. I can't remember if I'd already listed it for sale or would I sell it, or so we came to an agreement, and I said I need to use it for a video first, and then yeah, Ian can have it. So his wife bought it in as a Christmas present. I just took a shed load of photos of it, sent them to Ian's wife. She made a card and said, oh, for Christmas Day. He said, "Oh, you'll get this after Christmas." So it's cool. I'm glad it's going to good home, as I say, as I know Ian from racing. So I'm glad it's off to a good home, and I'm sure it'll make a nice piece for his collection, because it brings back a lot of memories for him. So that's all good. But say, if you know anything about these buggies, and there's probably a heap of info that I've missed, you're very welcome to comment on them on the video and let me know. That would be awesome. But I did want to show you them at least before they go off and go off to the new homes or find new homes, because these will not really get a run now. But still still worth showing to everyone. So I hope you've enjoyed sort of seeing them. I appreciate it. And again, cheers for watching this video. Always appreciated. Thank you very much. And I think we've still got plenty more content coming. Right, so I'm going to love you and leave you, and we'll see you on the next video. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It's much appreciated. Hit the like and notification bell. And also, as well, you can come and find us on Instagram and on Facebook under Andy Robinson RC. Right, I'm going. Look after yourselves and take care. And see you all soon. Bye.